Star Trek Into Darkness was just released, and we were not disappointed. Captain Kirk gets to punch things, starships crash land in San Francisco, and Spock's emotions shine through. The first Star Trek movie by J.J. Abrams completely rebooted the franchise and introduced us to the new cast of the Starship Enterprise. The first film set the stage by introducing some backstory to each character and how they all bonded into the crew that we all know and love. With that out of the way, Star Trek Into Darkness is an evolution of the characters, primarily Captain Kirk and his friendship with Spock. The movie is called Star Trek Into Darkness for a reason. The movie opens with a fast-paced action scene where Kirk does Kirk things and tries to save a distant planet, but in doing so must violate the Prime Directive. Unlike William Shatner, Chris Pine's Kirk must actually answer to his recklessness, and Starfleet decides to demote him and take his ship away, at least on paper. Like the original movies, Kirk must earn his ship back and prove that he's a worthy captain. After an unprovoked attack on Starfleet, the villain flees to a distant planet outside of Federation space, and it's up to Kirk alone to pursue and kill the enemy. If you're familiar with the original movies, then you know that the Wrath of Khan is about a man of great strength and intellect and poses one of the greatest threats to Captain Kirk in the entire series. Khan has a very long history, which unfortunately is only briefly explained in the movie. Being a clever, strong, and deceptive enemy, Kirk quickly catches on to Khan's true intentions and must face one of his most vicious enemies without descending to evil himself. He's outraged by the attack on his friends and must choose to show Khan mercy or simply destroy him. We soon realize that Kirk and Khan are actually very similar. Both characters are driven by their devotion to their crew and will stop at nothing to protect them or avenge them. Just like many superhero movies, the thing that makes them really memorable is having a powerful and memorable enemy. While Khan can definitely fill this role, his character could have used more development, perhaps over the course of a couple movies. To learn more about Khan, you can check out our list of episodes from the original series and The Next Generation that involve Khan and his past. The acting is amazing, and Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto have really perfected their characters, as well as the witty and awkward interactions we expect from Kirk and Spock. Spock provides the much-needed reasoning necessary to keep Kirk from acting foolishly. We learn more about Spock's emotions, which do exist but are just not expressed by Vulcans. Since the planet Vulcan was destroyed in this universe, there are some significant differences in Spock's character which are lightly touched upon. We also get to see John Chow sit as Sulu in the captain's chair for the first time and proves he can take care of the ship, since Kirk usually insists in having his highest-ranking offers execute the dangerous missions. Bones doesn't have a large role as much as we would have expected, but he still does a good job at developing his character, and he gets his chance to flirt with the ladies. Overall, Star Trek Into Darkness is an excellent addition to the Star Trek reboot by J.J. Abrams. The first film may be more memorable simply because it introduced us to a completely new Star Trek with a new cast and had the opportunity to develop the characters from scratch. But as a sequel, this new movie builds upon the first and strengthens the relationship between Kirk and Spock and forces Kirk to mature as a captain so that they can complete their next adventure, which Star Trek fans will be very excited for. We enjoyed this film and give it a solid A, and we're definitely excited to see what's next.